Good evening, everyone. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you'll already be aware of this, but I've decided to take on the biggest challenge of my running journey so far. I'm going to do the Bob Graham round in spring 2023. So that gives me more or less a year to train for it. For those of you that don't know, the Bob Graham round starts and finishes at the Moot Hall in Keswick, and it's 66 miles or 106 kilometres with 26,900 feet of elevation or 8,200 metres. So yeah, so it's you've got 24 hours to do it for it to be official, and you've got to have a witness to for each of the 42 summits that you've got to tick off. So you can do it clockwise or anti-clockwise. Most people go clockwise, so that you finish with sort of a flattish run from the bottom of Robinson back into Keswick. It's about 5 mile, and yeah, most people choose to do it that way around rather than starting with that and then finishing off of Skidar. So yeah, so that's my goal for next year. It's now what I'm going to be training for going forwards. I've signed up with a running coach for the first time ever. The one that I've chosen after a lot of research is Chris Holsworth, who's just set up a new company called Endurance State Trail and Ultra Coaching. Chris is a very accomplished endurance runner who's raced for both Great Britain and England in mountain and trail running teams. He's also come third on the Three Peaks Fell race, as well as winning lots of other races outright. So yeah, so as well as that, I need to be doing lots of. As well as the run training that I've signed up to do it. The reason why I've signed up for a running coach first and foremost is I need somebody to put the structure in place. As most of you are probably aware that have been watching, I've done quite a lot this year. You know, I've raced back-to-back weekends and just done things which aren't generally that sensible when you're trying to train for longer and harder races and challenges. So that's why I've signed up for a coach. So hopefully it will make me more disciplined with how my training is planned and structured. And Chris is fully on board with coaching me for this. So yeah, so I need to be doing lots of other stuff as well as the running training. I need to be doing lots of strength and conditioning work, as that's something that I've really been lacking in the last 12 months in my training, and I can feel that when, particularly on like uphill sections and things, and just everything's aching a bit afterwards and stuff. So yeah, I also need to get my nutrition back on point. Yeah, you can't outrun a bad diet, and mine's been not great at lately. I've been having far too many treats and things like that, rewarding myself for, training long by having, like I say, extra bits of chocolate and buns and things. So yeah, I've got a real sweet tooth, and it's sort of reared its ugly head again at the minute. So yeah, so that's something I need to work on as well going forward. Obviously with anything like this, the closer you are to, your ideal race weight or whatever, the easier it's going to be when you're climbing up so many mountains and you're on your feet for so long. The better shape that you're in, you're giving yourself a better chance to actually do it. So with the Bob Graham, it's such a difficult challenge that only 1 in 3 people that set off to do the to do the round, actually finish it. And these are people that have trained for months and even years just for this challenge, and even 2 out of 3 of them are failing, whether that be, you know, the weather, which obviously, you know, can be so changeable up in the mountains, or whether it's just, you know, something silly like, you know, you roll your ankle, or, you know, you just not having a great day, or, you know, your time's getting away from you. It can be all sorts of things. So yeah, so I need to be working on how I'm fueling, particularly over such a, you know, 24-hour period. You can't just rely on, you know, sports nutrition like I've done in the past. You know, I'm pretty good at taking gels, particularly when, you know, when I've done stuff in the past, like with the George Fish tea round at 12 hours, and I fueled mainly off of gels. I had a couple of flapjacks and a Kendall mint cake, but other than that, it were all gels, and I was fine with that. But that was for 12 hours. I've got to go 24 hours. So yeah, so I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to have to experiment over the next 12 months on what works for me and what I can run off of. And obviously, you don't want to be having out that's going to upset your tummy and mean the failing of what's going to be 12 months of training. So yeah, so I'm going to be documenting my training both on my Instagram page and here on YouTube. I'll still be doing races as well, and obviously I'll be doing my usual sort of vlogs for them. But I'm also going to try and put up a weekly video showing what training I've done that week, and sort of talk about what went well and what didn't, and use it as a bit of like a, you know, an online diary. But yeah, so like I say, I've got a year to train up for this. I'm probably going to be looking at the end of May, the beginning of June next year, before it gets too hot, but when you've still got a good amount of daylight to get it done. Because if any of you's ever run in dark, it's as much mentally challenging as it is physically running in dark. Yeah, so as much daylight running as you can get, the better. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing lots of research as to what's the best time and schedules and all the other stuff that takes a lot of planning. I'm going to need a lot of support from friends and family to both run the legs with me and also to provide road support in between. The Bob Graham's split up into 5 legs, where you sort of hit road support at the end of each leg, and then generally you change who's running with you on the next leg. So each changeover point is preceded by a very long descent and succeeded by a very long ascent. So you're dropping right into the valley bottom to climb right back up again. So these points you get to, you know, fuel up a bit, you change your shoes and socks and whatever you need to do, and then like I say, you get back on it and you work up the next big climb. So that's when you can do some, you know, proper eating and things like that. So yeah, so if you're wanting to follow my journey, yeah, like I say, it'll be on it both here and on Instagram, so make sure you're liking and subscribing to both my channel and my Instagram page. I'll see you all soon.